Everybody, this beautiful, wonderful night of the goddess. Wow, she's just really outpouring blessings, so much energy and light, and Mother Nature is really singing aloud and just welcoming us into her beautiful ambience and into her heart. So welcome, welcome, welcome to acknowledging this beautiful evening of Navratri. So there are just so many beautiful unfoldings of the goddess again each year. I think each time you read them, they just become different and more and unfold more. And to use a cliche that we have here in our side, is they're just like remembering different aspects of ourselves. But yeah, they are just so full, so absolutely full of the different personas and attributes of both male and female, because we both hold female within each one of us. And we all have fears, and we all have struggles, and we all have similar insecurities. Not the same, but similar. Now, there's definitely a slightly different heartbeats for different genders, different priorities, as well as obviously our conditioning, our programming that we have. Yeah. We still haven't had a time change yet, so I don't know. I feel like I'm really between many worlds at the moment, and still reeling with the. I must post the images up on Discord of the annihilation of so many trees at the lake. I went there again today to. It was horrible. The ground is horrible. It's like so barren and so naked and so. It's nothing vulnerable, just like horrible. Like a couple of ducks. I know I did go a little later than I had intended to go, so I will pop in tomorrow morning because I'm going out early, so I will pop down when I come back and go and talk to the 2 or 3 ducks. I don't know I still really don't know what these poor guys are going to do. I say it feels very violated. Because it's been like that. It's been very, very beautiful for many years. Yeah. And I always thought like a really sweet little safe space where the ducks could go and have their babies, take their little families. They always said because it was safe. And the babies wouldn't get lost, so they could kind of teach them to swim or whatever ducks do on picnic days, and have some shade because it needs to be shady. So I was really grateful, and I worked very hard with Skandamata yesterday, which was the mother aspect, as well as the war and all sorts of things. And I think it's big resignation of the mother. So let's just bring in sound to create a safe space and bring in beautiful golden protection and energy. And talk about the trees just now. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme. Namaste, namaste, namaste. I'm really falling more and more in love and in passion with with the old Vedic texts, and I was trying to figure out, it's definitely 3 years, just over 3 years, that I've really been sort of looking at it and thinking how I came to it was like, oh, I mean, we all come to things in different ways. It was actually through the 5 elements when I realized that Om Namah Shivaya meant was the 5 elements. So I thought, oh, okay. Besides it also being one that I heard, it was the most beautiful mantra that I've ever heard, and still is. She just sings it so beautifully. Um, and then really thinking, oh, maybe I should um, explore this a little bit more. The 5 elements, and because I love the 5 elements, and Shiva, and yeah, taken a very, very interesting journey, as we all know. Been hanging out a lot with Ganesha again at the moment. He's really just seeing himself very strongly into the picture. I think because and taking always, it's just so beautiful how it just unfolds on different levels. Yeah. And the mother, of course, the mother. Um, and well, I'm not reading them because I don't know Vedic. I don't know Sanskrit. And as I said, if I wasn't in Germany and I had some Indian people around me, I would definitely very seriously attach myself to a place where I could learn and read Sanskrit and write as well. I think it's just so beautiful to look at. It's definitely got ancient coding and light language within it. It's incredibly beautiful. And yeah, the little bits that I know. I say it's like it's been 3 year deep dive, and I know nothing. But at the same time, having listening, reading the translation of the whole Durga, whatever it's called, with a big S, which is like many hours. So you do it in like little bits over these 9 days. But it's just so wonderful at all this exploration, because I sometimes wondered how it would, and if it would ever tie itself in. But it's really, as I said, I'm seeing like so many. I know as soon as I see it, I'll lose it. Or I'll like have to start somewhere else again, which is fine. But just seeing so many codes and how they work, and the language and the symbology, and like being able to read things very quickly, and understanding why it is so important to have these things correct, because they say something. Now we're talking, we're communicating in so many different languages, definitely in pictures, which is like the Druids didn't write things down because they said things could be abused and misconstrued when written down. And that's like quite interesting. So they developed runes which were made with twigs, ogham, and they would leave messages, or they would read the messages, but then they would also leave messages along the road. So other people would walk behind them afterwards and see the messages and just see those things and read that instantly. Yeah. So yeah, we're moving definitely into different levels of communication, big levels. Yeah. So the trees have been particularly huge for me at this moment, but at the moment, been really connecting into the trees. And it was so interesting. On my feed showed up a whole long, interesting, very esoteric aspect about the aspen trees, which are related to the beach, and how they communicate, and they work as one big huge animal. and they seed themselves very quickly, um, and they have very modified leaves that just sprinkle and twinkle in the wind. And I thought, oh my God, I'm sure those were aspen trees. They could have been, because I always thought that they were kind of beech trees, but they were aspen. So I did some. So yeah, really been tuning in to the trees, and of course to my crow, who is forever there, and to trees around. For me, the Heaney, my love. Where's Heaney? Oh, it's not Heaney. Oh, it's Lovey. Hello, Lovey. Hello, my love. I'm okay. Still a little bit sad and a little bit tender about this annihilation of the trees. So it's like I'm feeling it very, very much. But I thought, no, but you don't get over that, because I kind of went down there today, and it's about half a mile of trees that they just like completely removed. It's like nothing left, absolutely nothing. So been communicating, well, they've been communicating with me, and a lot of tears, yeah. And then also I saw somebody today that I used to see every now and again with Yuki, and they always had treats, and um, I was very, very weepy. Um, and that's okay, you know. So, and shame, he also started crying. So, yeah, he always had little treats in his pocket. You know, it's still very fresh. It's like 5 weeks really, but he's very much there, and this whole new aspect of life is opening up for me, where I am. A lot of animals are really birds and animals and trees and birds and huge signs of nature are really opening up hugely to me. And I know that it's very much to do with him. So he's bringing them around. I know he's quite, but it does hurt because I can't have that little hug. I miss that. I miss it. I miss that. And no, there's absolutely no question. I will not get another dog. It's not about that at all. Um, I couldn't go with another dog actually. I could maybe have another Shiba Inu, but they're dreadfully expensive, and I don't have the money for that. They've got very expensive now. Oh, and then I saw a dog that looked a lot like a Shiba Inu today. It's just always amazing how one gets, you're on a walk or a ride or whatever, and how you get kind of pulled this way, or you get stopped at, and you just split second you think, well, if I hadn't done this and that, then I wouldn't have seen this, or I wouldn't have connected with that. So just mantraing, yeah, and really tuning in and just being on one level, like really great, very grateful. Oh, thank you, my love. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. I do appreciate that. I do a lot of that. That's the work that I do a lot. I'm really out there because I can be, and because I don't have very many commitments. So I just keep hearing that yeah, very few people are in the situation that I'm in and can utilize the time and the space the way that I can at the moment. So yeah, yeah. I fly around a lot. So I was flying off to Zimbabwe. So I mean that's what when I came home, that was yesterday. So it was this my crow. It's not the same crow, but I had this amazing crow. Including like he brought a whole tree, literally a tree full of crows. So I got the message. I had one dance in front of the car the other day, and these things it's quite nice because they happen with other people. So other people will just see like something's weird. I'm not saying this is amazing. I'm just like, oh. And they say, "Oh my goodness, what's happening? Why is this bird just dancing like this?" Yeah, one moment at a time. Oh, thank you, my love. I appreciate that. Yes. Yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying to be patient. It's not easy. I'm double Aries. Hmm. But that's fine. That's why I have taken like a lot of steps back and am just sitting in a space of light and a space of grace and not really doing very much except energy work, energy, 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 and just pouring it out all over and holding the space of the Navratri goddesses for the 9 days. It's not easy, hey? I've got to tell you, it's like seriously not easy to hold these girls. I'm not doing it, obviously, I'm doing it for myself, but it's definitely not just for myself. Yeah. Where it'll go, I'm not sure. It's the third year. I've done more Navratris because there are 4 in a year. Don't do all of them, but it is very beautiful. And yeah, it's been an interesting journey, and I don't want to learn from AI. I don't want to learn from white people. So I've really hunted the last 3 years, like obscure. Um, yeah, it's very, yeah, thank you. Yeah, so holding that and just that I hold the energy here. And it's very difficult in Germany. Other people, there are few people that live in Switzerland or in Germany, and they agree. It's like a lot of the time very very hard space to hold. Um, there's a lot of to hold the light and to maintain the light. But hey, it gets better and better and better, and each day it gets more and more beautiful and more wonderful. And it's like you keep knocking, 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 and then boom, the door opens. So yeah, just when you're about to give up and go. So yeah, holding space. Mm. Oh, and letting and just push it. I did that for a long time. I would just pour out creativity on the planet, and people just pick it up. So because a lot of people have really lost the aspect of creativity and to create and that's what it's about. Um, hold very firmly to the organic um, ascension. So start really working with talking to the bumblebees. Yeah, so I had bumblebees, but they were these big, and I know it's like my friends in Zimbabwe. I don't see them very often, but it's a very big African bumblebee. They shouldn't be here. So when I parked my bike, it came to say hello and came to tell me, "I know, don't give up. That is the secret. It's just, and we always want to get the last mile. That's why there are very few people in that last mile. Yeah, because it's thinned out a lot. But I think a lot. We're tired. Some of us are very tired. My body is. I'm feeling very tired. I've been through a lot, and it's okay. I'm still like. But I love this. I love the Indian stuff because it holds so many icons to work with. not even saying archetypes, because they're so clear that these people had um, earthly incarnations, earthly lives, human lives. They took on their humanity. Um, you see, Bumblebee Cape Town. I'm not with you, but that sounds so cool. Bumblebee Cape Town now and again. I'm not from Cape Town, but Cape Town's like my country. Hmm. Hmm. Very interesting. Now these are those really big bumblebees. And obviously tuning in with the secrets of the honey, but on a different level right now. Um, I was looking at some stuff I've got over the last couple of years, and oh, goodness gracious, goodness gracious, yeah, did some amazing work with bringing back the bumblebees and the hive mentality in creation. So right now I'm just trying to keep it very mellow here. So just working with Durga. So this particular image of her is the image which most people think of Durga as, and which it is. And so interesting. I was, oh, okay, nice. Hmm. I mean, I kind of was, growing up in South Africa, we would go from Johannesburg. Everybody goes to Joburg by the Sea, which is in Natal, and that's very hot and tropical. And there are lots and lots and lots of Indians. It's Indian country there because from India, because they were brought over to work the sugar canes in South Africa. And then they were also brought over to hold the peace. But they went to that particular area because that's where the sugar cane grew. So when I was a child growing up, there were always these Indian fishermen, and there would be these, and it would be dark, like the really, really dark black guys, and selling like bunches, not bunches, like sticks of bananas and sugar cane and coconuts. Yeah, it's my childhood. So, and we would call them Indian sandals. My mother was very into the Indian sandals. Um, yeah, Durban, Durban by the sea. Well, they had nice names. They've got. We went to go to a place called Mklanga, but those are then the Zulu names because it is actually Zulu territory. But as I said, a lot of Indians in town come from Durban. Um, and oh yes, don't forget the mangoes and lychees. Like these, they're always in boxes of lychees, boxes of mangoes. Oh, but they don't get mangoes like that anymore. Sometimes they were those small little hairy furry mangoes. Oh. And then the fish. My dad wasn't a fisherman, but he would go out pretty much every morning and go down to wherever the fishing boats, and there were always the Indian fishermen that came in with the boat, and you could choose whichever fish you wanted for the day. Um, my mother was very into at that stage all of that into yoga and hatha yoga and Madame Blavatsky. So they all came from India. They all like used a lot of India from that side of the world. And curry, you always could make curry. Why do you know so much about? Have you been to South Africa? Have you been to Durban? Are you South African? Who's lovely? Mm, talk to me. The fruit is just amazing. Do they have guavas there? I can't remember. I know we have guavas in the Transvaal, but mangoes, sugar cane. What else was there? And the fish. I mean, there were just so many different varieties of fish that would come in the boat. Indian dancing. Indian dancing. I mean, I watched quite a bit of it. I haven't watched for a while, but I watched quite a bit. And that's also that is they work on it from it's part of the dance moves of Shiva, the 108 dance moves. They're also part of yoga, and those are the dances that they do. And it hasn't changed for a few thousand years. They just keep doing the same thing, the same hand movements. And I was when I was looking at them dance the other day, and I thought something familiar about it. We've seen something similar. And if you actually look at the Dogon people, it's like completely different dancing, but they are holding the top. I think it's the top of their body is completely still, except for those arms completely still, and then the legs are moving in those amazing positions. And it just had that very similar feel of the Dogon. Yeah, I love it very much. It's okay. Oh wow. Oh okay. So I was South Africa. I'm in Germany now. Yeah, so you also went to but you didn't go from Cape Town to Durban, did you? It's a long way to go. Well, it was warm. Cape Town's cold. I think the sea's cold there. Yeah, Durban is just wonderful. So you know a little bit. You know, pronounce things. Nakumhlanga. Yeah, and the snakes and the those big Komodo lizard things, iguanas. Yeah, uh, beautiful. Yeah, Park. I mean, it was Park Riley that we used to go to. It's all that's all very changed right now. But when I was a kid, that was the space. And we had a caravan, so like a snail, we could just go anywhere, which was kind of fun. We were always down to the beach, down to the sea, which wasn't that far. It was like 5.5 hour drive. So you drove from Cape Town to Durban. Wow. Okay, so you there was a little bit further than 5.5 hours. Very different. Most like so completely different different culture as well, culture and scenery to Cape Town, and food and everything. I don't know how old you are or how old you were when you would go to Durban. Um, so I was born in '61, so it's like quite a while back. Caravan was great. Mhm. Yeah, it was camping. It was like proper camping in those days. It wasn't like it is today. You know, people have TV sets and all of that. But coming from South Africa, you know, we didn't have television, which was really lucky and beautiful. So yeah, I've actually done a lot of like memories going through these 9 days. More from Johannesburg. I didn't really go down to Durban in my brain cell this time, but one to Johannesburg. What was a place called Olenesia? So I don't know if you know Johannesburg. So that was kind of the Indian Quarter. You know, they also had the apartheid. So it's really sad. Oh, and the Indians couldn't mix. They were also classified. Okay. So they are pretty, yeah, nice times. Um, Even when we got older, and my parents were then divorced, and we'd go and spend a weekend with my father, and he would just spontaneously say, let's just go down to Durban. He was a little bit of a maniac behind the wheel. So we would get down to Durban in 4 hours and then go into a hotel, swim in the sea, eat lobster, and come back the next day. So yeah, it was quite spontaneous. He was even like that with the caravan. He would just decide because he had his own business, so it was very difficult to take time off. So I think sometimes he just thought, oh, enough. Oh, you were with about the same age? Yeah, uns younger. Yeah, Chatsworth. Okay. Yeah, I'm 60. What am I? 65. Yeah. So we could be easy sisters in the same bracket. So nice that you're from Cape Town, from South Africa. And you still stay in Cape Town? I don't relate to Cape Town. Tried hard to go to Cape Town. I know it's beautiful and I can see the beauty, and I've been down many times, quite a few times. But it's just like one of those places that there's always something strange about Cape Town. I think it must be from when I was a baby, a little baby, and my parents went to Cape Town and they went up the cable car, and I had a very busy full nappy, so maybe that's been imprinted on me forever and ever. But it's either been windy when I was like 13, 14, and was literally blown. I think either you love, yeah, but then if, yeah, I've just been for her, and I find the pressure so weird when I go to Cape Town. There's something so strange, the pressure in my head for a long time. It's very beautiful. As I say, I've spent many beautiful holidays in. I liked what was Musenberg because I had some part of the family was indirect part of the family was Jewish, and then they all had from the Little Mouse Mountain, Musenberg, and one of the best beaches in the whole world. It's just miles and miles and miles and miles of softest, finest, whitest sand, and you don't see that very much. There's no rocks in Musenberg. Fresh to swim in, definitely fresh. So that's like down by Simon's Town, that whole area. It's a very beautiful area as well, like really beautiful. Mm. I mean, I do enjoy it, but there's always just something not strange about Cape Town for me. I try not to think about it, but it is. Yeah. And very windy, yeah, I would just giggle. Oh, okay, so you know Musenberg. Awesome. It's a nice part. It's quite far from Cape Town itself, but I like that particular area. Yeah. Now the trees always make me giggle in Cape Town because they're that way. They all line that's that way. Yeah. Mm. Yeah, Musenberg, I don't know what it is like now, but it then became very artsy. As I was there. Oh, okay, that's quite a while ago. It's been 2008. 2008 has been about the last time I was there. And I had a couple of clients in Greenpoint. Mm, yeah. I know I'd been to England and then I went to my best friend in Cape Town. I went straight directly from England to her, and she'd moved to Cape Town. And she wanted me to come to Cape Town, and I thought, oh, you know, if I'm going to go make this big move, then I'm moving to England because it's like Cape Town but better. Yeah. Oh, I must check. Oh, beautiful. Okay, thanks. I will have a look. Awesome. Yeah. From Hermanus to Cape Town. Hermanus is the other side, though, isn't it? It's actually a bay called False Bay. Yeah. It's really trippy, and but there's something about the air I really do, because I know when I was there the last time, then we went up the mountains, blah, 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 and then we went down the mountains because we went to it's at Cape Point, and it's just so amazing when people hardly believe that when I say that you can literally look and you've got the green ocean on the one side and you've got the blue ocean on the other side, and they don't mix. It's quite incredible. So you look at the curves. It is extremely beautiful. I do get very inspired when I go to Cape Town. I know one year that I went there, and I did because of all the fynbos, which is just those beautiful, beautiful colours. And I used to make jewelry, part of what I did, and I was so inspired with all those beautiful colours and made such a beautiful range of those sort of fynbos. It was with citrines and topazes and aquamarines, and no, it was really. I would just close my eyes and see and smell. Oh, the smell of that fynbos is just so beautiful. Mm. And of course, nothing quite like snook. I don't know if there's an English word for snook, and I don't know where else snook is other than Cape Town, Japan, or South Africa. I don't know if it's a common fish anywhere else. It is definitely one of my most favorite cooked fishes. Yeah, it's quite a phenomenal version of, yeah, of nature. A very, very beautiful place, Cape Town. But as I said, something about the energy is just weird for me. And I've tried it for many years, every now and again. Yeah, yeah, I'm usually like inspired wherever I go. Anyway, let's do Miss Navratri because I'm going to go to sleep just now. But you're in Cape Town, so you've got the same time as us. Have you got the same time as us? I think so. Is it indigenous to the Cape? Okay. Yeah. And then there's that those, and you can like, oh, you must know. I don't know if you eat fish. I'd definitely eat fish if I went to Cape Town now. Nothing would stop me from eating snook. And you can like, queue for half a mile to get your pack, your thing of snook, and it was pickled lemons, which is like the Cape Malay, the Cape, those pickles. And then, of course, you've got those Cape Malay curries, which are just wonderful. Hmm. 21 is a 20. Okay, so, okay, yeah, we'll change time, then we'll be the same time as you. Because you guys don't change time. So we're 20, I'm 2032 here right now. I really thought that we were going to change over equinox, but we didn't. I just wish that the world would change on the same day. It's tough enough. Yeah, it's wonderful. And it's just so nice to eat because you've got those wonderful long bones. And then there would be a wonderful like checkers in Johannesburg that would in Bedford, yeah, Eastgate, and they would always have this amazing like cooked fish for lunch, and it's like, oh, it's just buy it, ready-made. Now, when we went to Musenberg, the place where I said, then they had this wonderful Cape Coloured lady, I don't know what the PC thing is, who would come in twice a week, but she would come in on a Friday, and you'd give her money on the Wednesday, and she'd buy fish, and you'd come back from the beach, and the whole table would be set. Oh, with all this amazing, she'd just make this huge platter of fried fish and salad. Oh, and chips. It's absolutely fabulous. Whatever fish she found didn't have to be snook. She would just get proper, like really fresh fish and cook it up. And so come back from the beach. Yeah. So no, I have some beautiful memories, but just like I won't go into weird stuff right now. So let's do yeah, I miss being in South Africa right now. As I say, if I was in South Africa, this would be so easy to learn. I would just attach myself quite happily to some Hindu people, and they would be only too happy to talk to me and guide me through this. I did have kind of Hindu friends, and then my son had Hindu friends. So I've done like the whole wedding and the funerals and the food, and they're just so amazing. The food. Oh, thank you. Yes, eat some. I will definitely eat it with you. I will feel it. Thank you. Mm, mhm. Are you going to buy it ready cooked, or you're going to cook it? I'm sure it's still so cheap. And then what's that other place? But it's not so nice. It's actually Newsenberg is so much prettier. Where most people go to get snook. Something Bay. I can't think of it right now. There's also like lots, you go and buy snook there, and there's lots of yachts there. It's like the other side. But I still think that whole like Musenberg area has got like so much more vibe to it. And there's little streets at the back and bakeries. What was it? I can't think of it now. It's something Bay, where people usually go, most people go and buy, go and eat snook, go and eat fish. But yeah, that sounds much better. Hout Bay, that's the one, thank you. Yeah, Hout Bay. Cold Bay somewhere else. Yeah, now I was thinking of Hout Bay. Hout Bay is like more famous, where lots of people go. Awesome, enjoy. But the one thing I do not like is that gesmoorde snoek. Don't like it. Maybe I would like it now as I eat it now, maybe, but I don't like it. You know, you have the dried snook, and then they soak it, and then they cook it, and then no, I don't like it. I don't like it. With tomato and gesmoorde snoek. So, can you talk like a Cape Coloured? I love it. It's way too rude. Anyway, her Bliksem Adornus and Muda, yeah, those things, it's like they're a whole nother. They're just beautiful, actually. It's a totally unique culture. Anyway, let us go into, yeah, so I'm having all these, but I was thinking very much of Lenasia. You don't like it, smooth. Oh, good. Thanks. I'm not the only one. That's horrible. That's absolutely horrible. That's the other thing I don't like is bobotie. Is bobotie? Yeah. Where it's like got everything and then the kitchen sink in it. And then with raisins, no, I don't like it. And it's sweet and it's also like, yeah, I don't like it. There's lots of things I like, but bobotie I don't like. And smoord snoek, I do not like it. Over the years, I got pickled fish. So that South African pickled fish. It took me quite a long time to like, but then I got to like it. It's kind of curry and sour and sweet and some weird things to it. Yeah, pilchards are another story. Yeah. Um, and tomato sauce. The Germans have something very similar to that, but it's in a very elegant, like flatten, and it's herring actually. But if you have the one in tomato sauce, it's just like I don't like it. I don't like it. And then they have ones with the curry sauce, and they have ones with the lemon sauce, and ones with the mustard sauce. It's like it's a very it's really cheap. I think it's like a euro for a tin. So it's like something a lot of people will eat as the as you know, they like it. They almost all like it. No, I don't like it. Yeah. Yeah, as I said, if I was in Johannesburg, I would definitely be working with some kind of Hindu cultural center. But it's interesting because I mean I think about it a little bit, right, for a while. There's obviously something because I must do because I really hack away at it and try to make it understandable so people can understand what's going on. That it's not just like a lot of arms and all how it kind of fits in. So that's kind of what I'm doing. So in the meantime, also just working hugely big with the Shiva energy, with that light, um, and just like obviously always with the trees and the water, but yesterday very strongly and this morning. Yeah, that's true. They used to do the best cat food. It was pilchards. They took it off the market. It was like pure cat food. I can't remember what it was called. It was pure pilchards. I used to give it to my cats. I used to mix it with pasta. I had a lot of cats. So I would mix it with cut up the pasta and the pilchards for the cats. No, I totally agree. And I even in South there, I didn't eat tuna. Now here I eat tuna. Even very seldom, but I do eat tuna. And yeah, but that's different. That's they don't seem to have it anymore. I used to get a whole mackerel, which was really nice. And then what's really cheap here, but I don't do that because it's kind of so toxic, and I don't know here how toxic it is. It's not like America. Is that pink salmon, which is so extremely expensive. Sometimes it does. It depends what aspect of Shiva I'm working with, and it's also what aspect of the goddess I'm working with. Like I try not to work. I have worked with Kali a lot, but because just because of my life and when I got to know the deeper sides of this and why they do that. It's not just Kali. I wanted to know more. Yeah. Um, what I'd gone through in the last few years, and I just thought like there's so much rage in me. I'm not Kali, so the only way that I would actually stop from annihilating the whole planet was if Shiva actually laid down under my feet. And I thought, oh my God, what am I doing? Yeah. So I really have related to a lot of that. So it's been very hectic energy for me. And I think it's why I'm doing it is it's energy which a lot of people that rage that the West have. I'm not sure the rest of the world, but um, the West because there's so many loopholes. You know, it's like huge loopholes in our belief systems. Yeah, you got that. Yeah, and it was the same when I really tuned into Ganesha and to Parvati, and I don't take the stories at face value. I just keep digging deeper, and try to get like a translation of the Vedic texts. So they're coming out more and more, but I don't like to do any AI stuff because it's not true. Like when you start to know or you remember what you read, and you know that they throw in or that they don't, they just give you like a little shallow bit. So it's fine if you know what you want to ask and you can keep asking. But with she was besides herself with distress and grief, and um, when her child was like decapitated, when her beloved, that she put so much. There's so many, a few different stories, but they all just make it like richer and richer. Which is why I love this stuff. Is that there's like from the north to the south to the east to the west, they all have their slightly different story. Um, and they're not so different, but they just make it more layered and more beautiful and more wonderful. But she was just beside herself with grief. She literally grieved. She was going to everything. She was going to destroy everything through her grief. So she understands these emotions which we can go through. Yeah, it is very, yeah, very, very much. And it's also it's that tone that they work at. Um, well, I think it's this whole thing. This eats your brain. We don't know yet what this actually does, besides eat our brain. You know? Television, I'm sure you know by now, but I did a lot of, been through a lot with the Waldorf school and the Waldorf philosophies. But they would come up with stuff, and that was that television, something with the television rays, particularly not a movie, but television, goes directly to the medulla oblongata, which is our mouth of God, which is our programming. And that's why, especially you see it in the States, that what's been said on television, people just, they're hypnotized. So we were so lucky in South Africa that we didn't have it. And here, I don't know, they have a very different system here. They call it it becomes addictive, but it's not just, this is addictive, this is totally addictive, but it actually eats inside your brain. It reprograms your brain, and it like gets logged, you know, logged in. So it's best. I mean, some people, and that's so. If I wasn't here, I would also not have a not have this stuff at all. Don't know which picture do I want. Um, I'm getting a very beautiful birthday present. Surprise me. I want some surprises. A happy one. So, with the ashes from my little baby boy. So, I'm getting a little heart, and it's got wings. And then you can open the wings, and then it's got a picture inside, and then it's got engraving at the back. And then I saw something else which I might, but then I think maybe I'm greedy and I should wait till Christmas. That I can get, because I have these like little things which I wear all the time, very little. It's a tree of life, which because my eyes, when I'm half blind, I see it as a space, as an alien. So it's like also on this very delicate, there we go, little string. So I can get a paw print, but they actually use your dog's paw print. It's not just any old paw print. So I can get his little paw print. And he had funny little paws. He was a little pigeon toad. Very delicate paws. Oh, it's like a little Bambi when he lay down, but when he walked, or he stood, he always had this like one little foot that was like, whoop. And when we got his paw print, they also like, they're so cute. They show like us, that's Yuki's paw print. You can see that funny little foot. You know. My birthday is at the end of this month, on the last day, the 31st. So he just wants to order it for me. Mm-hmm. You know what this has done? I can't send this. It's actually, oh, that is so weird. My phone has actually recorded everything and is about to send what I've been saying and is about to send my son this message. How cool is that? Ah. So, yeah, well, I haven't told you about, let me just go quickly through. We've had a lovely personal chat, which has been lovely. Thank you. So, hi, Grace. We're all playing with the fairies. There we go. Oh, man. Okay, not now, just now. Can't I get a surprise? I don't want to always choose everything. Okay. Grace, beautiful, beautiful Grace. Yeah. How are we doing in the wonderful energies? So does Shiva exhaust me? Sometimes the energy is big, eh? And Shiva don't play lightly. No matter how lightly he plays, he always plays. I know, is it? And you know what? It's like one of the best images because I've been so like obsessed this year with actually doing the images correctly, and it's almost impossible to find what they hold in their arms because that's like, and it builds up and it's this whole story. So this is, I put it into three categories. So this is the void, and it started off with creation, where if we look at the development of the human, of the lady, of the woman, would be Kushmanda, where I would say she's pregnant, is that such powerful energy. Um, but she actually created the universe, so she is like respected and revered for that. And she did it with a smile. No great big bang theory. She just created it with love and with a smile. With sensuality, not sexuality, sensuality. She loves absolutely beautiful things. And then we moved into, and it's like the great little cosmic egg. But she still has a lot of arms. And then we moved into Skandamata, which is the mother of Skanda, who's also just so interesting. And I just giggle because now she can have as many arms as she wants, and she's got this kid, but she doesn't. And she's also traded in her car, her tiger for a lion. So she's got Dad's car now. She's got the male lion, at least today. And today I call this, so that was like the womb. And she's very nurturing, and a lot of people really felt her very strongly yesterday. I'm smiling. Yeah, it's just one of the most beautiful, beautiful images out there. But it does have her things, pretty much what she has. But Durga was created, and Durga has it's like what I'm really reading at the moment, and it's just so nice because all the other goddesses, not just this that is we talk about, and it's like, okay, okay, okay. And they were very clear, the big boys out there, that she had to have an incarnation as a human being because they didn't want her to be a, because first she was created, she's, this like starts with the creation of her, and they create her to actually get rid of this really nasty demon, because these guys are just like going completely wild. But they begged boons, and this is, you know, there's this constant like communication between the I didn't say the bad boys. It's just like anybody can like turn that way. It's because the ego gets in the way, or you're given like these powers, or you beg and you want and you pray for it. And when you pray, these are laws. So when you pray and you are focused, the gods and goddesses will like appear to you, and they will give you boons, whatever you ask for. So and that's, yeah. So that's why Indian, I can go on forever on this stuff. So it's just so wonderful. So that they don't have these amazing gods and goddesses with crazy, wonderful like things that they can do, except maybe for Ganesha. But even then, it's pretty not realistic. But anybody who had the sages that are, and that was Shiva, that's where he would go. He would go as an ascetic into the mountains and just meditate and pray. And then, I mean, we get to the cities at the end of this, which according to the Indian, so anybody can get them if you just go into the mountains, or you don't have to go to the mountains. You can just like focus and pray and purify yourself, and yeah, fast and pray, and you can ask for these powers. Yeah, so they're available for anybody. So it's not that anybody's born. Well, they are, but they're not. But they're born. They're born. You can, and it's just so. I mean, we've missed so much in our culture and our evolve and yeah, our evolvement as a human species, by not embracing um, reincarnation. Yeah, I mean, I've just like, it's a very different way that they do reincarnation as well. Um, so this is like almost, yeah, the official, the kind of the thing that most people, it is she is very much in her power. Yeah. So yeah, she's had the kid, and now she becomes Kartikeya. No, that's not Kartikeya. No, it's got lots of Y's in it. Wow, 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 wow. Katyayani. So yeah, she is one of the most powerful and revered aspects, and she was created because there was like really big problems with this demon king Mahashisarasura, and Katyayani went into the forest to meditate, but it was the big boys out there as well. They all thought, well, he's got a boon that no man can kill him, but we need a woman to kill him. So we're going to go out there and we're going to create. So this is in, and thinking of it now, it's like so unfar-fetched, because people are knowing now, they're waking up to knowing that this is where they were and this is what they were created for. Not fighting here, la la la, but for doing a lot of these battles out there, working with spiritual weaponry as warriors. That we, yeah, it's, yeah, amazing. I don't know how strong it is. I know it was very, very strong in 2015, 16, 17. Yeah, obviously 2020, and then a lot of that heavy, hard spiritual fighting calmed down, but it's kind of back again. A lot has changed. A huge amount has been done, and it's just I don't read much. I don't know much, which is so wonderful. But I do know, but I've kind of put it away. Is that we fight not flesh and blood, but powers and principalities in high places. Okay. So she was created literally to vanquish the demon king. And she embodies like a huge amount of very fierce power. But she knows how to use her power. If we see the gradual, how she's worked coming up. So now she's in her choice point. Yeah, she is. She's got so much, and she was given a lot of these weapons by some big here. There we go. She's still got her. Sometimes she's only got 4 arms. Sometimes she's got 8 arms, which are the cities, and sometimes she blesses with 10 arms. So this one's got 10 arms, but she has the discus, the chakra, which dispels negativity, which she got as a gift from Vishnu. Who did she get the sword from? I can't remember. She's got the trident, which was given to her. Well, it's not given to her. It's not his. He creates it out of his. He like multiplies it, so it's the same as his. It's like a clone, and gives that to her. And she still holds onto her beautiful water pot, which is brass, copper, and is energized, and there's just so much within it. She holds onto her prayer beads, and her lotuses are blooming beautifully right now. And what else? She's got the bow and arrow, and she's got the conch shell. But she's very regal. She's dressed in. She's very spiritual, and she's very royal at the same time. And she is a girl on a very. She's very focused. She is on a mission. She's still got her kids. Remember, they're like at school now, you know. But she's very focused, and she's pretty much always ready for battle. Not that she's aggressive, but she has a bit of a fierce face. It's like she like definitely keep your distance from me. Don't come too close into my space. But she has eyes of deepest compassion. Not everybody calls on her, but she is there in this form. You can call on her in any form. There's more than, but just at the moment, these 9. She's there for like severe problems, like severe obstacles, where you need extra strength. You really need like a huge victory. It's like the big obstacles. So she is, and you need a lot of courage. So you're being pushed to your limit. You have to really put on very big girl panties to get through whatever you're going on in life. And you can then embrace and work with my Durga, or this aspect. She does create, well, she obviously, everybody's creating, but the big creator, but big creatrix was 2 days ago. And that was because she was in that space of the womb, and she's the creator of the universe, but she's all of them. So she does create the universe. So this is just the hat that she's wearing for today. You know, it's I think the best way to just always go back to it is to think of the development of a woman, especially if you are a woman, that you have this development of this is you really back in your power, seriously back in your power. You're kind of in your 30s now. You know how to use your power. You know what you want. It's you can stand up for yourself. It's not that, you know, it's not my first rodeo, guys. So She'll see right through a lot of problems. You're not going to hoodwink her. You're not going to con her. She's not young. And I mean, obviously she does create, but the more if you want the creator is to go for Kushmanda. She creates out of nothing. And as I said, relate that to being pregnant, where you have everything can create. You are magic. You're creating everything. You have this incredible energy, not just that's living within you, but this is energy all around you that's creating. It's making stuff happen. You can plant gardens. You can build houses. You can do anything when you're pregnant, especially in the beginning and at the end. You have those huge bursts of insane energy that you're clean the whole house in the middle of the night before you give birth. You get this crazy energy. It's absolutely amazing. She doesn't have that energy. She's more focused. She's got a lot of energy. I mean, obviously, if you're writing or you're doing whatever you want to create, then you can use her. Absolutely. But she will get through the obstacles, through those stubborn little obstacles and big obstacles in our life. And protection. Also, she's called if you feel that you have black magic against you, negative elementals running around you. So she will. I mean, we've got that other girl who, when she becomes powerful with Shiva, and she's got the little bell, and she just rings it around, and the demons actually dash. So each Navratri, I mean, obviously we can keep going back to a similar one. We do them all, but we relate to somebody differently. You might choose in the beginning who you want to relate to more, or it might just pop up along the way. For me, this one has been really the first one, more in the fact that it's the calling, but it was that she's actually the holder. She's got all the tools. She's full on, because she's proved that she can actually use them with responsibility. Yeah, she's not using them for personal gain or just because somebody bumped her car. She's saving, she's not going to throw all the tools at you because you broke her real head, her real reverse light. Yeah, so it's probably work very, very, very clearly and carefully through the rosary, through the water and through the purity. But if she needs be, she will whip out a sword. But and she knows how to use them and how not to use them. And she's always ready to use them. She's there to fight, but not with her weapon. She's there to fight the right, what she believes in, what is for the good, for the higher good of all. And she's trusted by the big boys out there that she will bring order, when she will maintain order. She's just one of those people that command beautiful presence. And she's a leader without having to shout. She just has that present discernment. Absolutely. Absolutely. So that's why, I mean, she is the epitome of Durga. For me, that's I only found that out reading these ancient texts right now, is that they had to find a way for her to incarnate, because when she's first created, she's huge. She's as big as the earth, and she's quite wild. Hey? It's like quite a fucking scary story, and she cackles when she laughs, and the mountain, everything shakes. It's like, and then she's like whipping, throwing her toys at you, getting rid of these flipping dark things. Quack, quack. This is like, oh my God, there's so much bloodshed. This is like, how much longer? I can't read much more of this. This is going on for days. Well, it's like a serious battle, and ripping heads off and legs off and arms off and yeah. So then she calms down a little bit, and she gets a little smaller. But she's big. And the three boys out there, Brahma and Vishnu and Shiva, they made her, they would like giggle. They giggle like naughty little schoolboys. And they look at them and say, okay, she'll do. She's going to get the problem sorted. And then she starts to laugh and throw her toys around because she doesn't know how to use her toys properly then. I mean, she's using them, but she doesn't. She's just mad. Now she's got the toy. She knows how to use them. So, just hope she doesn't have a malfunction with one of her arms. Thank God these people are real and not robots. Ay, 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 ay. Yeah. Oh, no, she is quite fabulous. So, yeah, so if you're working with any of them, but just remember that you absolutely, totally. It's just gory and it goes on for hours, for a long time, chapter after chapter. I was like, no. And like I didn't want to like skim through it, but it's like, is this really what I've got to read? Double check, triple check. Yep, this is what you got to read. And it's changing now. It's chapter 5 is changing. And it's like, okay, now I kind of understand like a lot of the work and finding out about all the different goddesses, but mainly the other ones from the dark side, not the dark side, from our shadow side. So now they're all coming into play, and there's always these wars. The other person I've actually I don't know if any of you, if you girls know of Ishmael Perez. He was one of the first people when I sort of started looking, and shame, we kind of just flashed onto the scene. And he was one of the, and I thought, oh, you know what you're talking about. He's written, what has he written? He wrote, what's it called? I think it's called A Cosmic Origin. I followed him for quite a while. He's quite yummy. It's quite delicious. But shame, in the beginning, I can't remember when that was. But they pulled this poor guy to pieces. It's like, why do we do this to ourselves, but wasted like 2 years pulling this guy to pieces. I mean, it took a lot of strength and courage for him to just keep focused. And he said, I mean, he'd written this book, took him a long time to write, and he knew it wasn't ready, and it was now ready to be published. And he's like, anyway, he's very in connection with the galactics and what's happening. And I don't know why, I just popped the last couple of nights, I've just the last couple of times when he jumps up on my thing and I just jump in on his live. I mean, it's like fabulous how it's like he used to be like when you knew everybody on the thing, but he's now like on a live, he's got like 3,500 people. And he's don't get too lost in it, but it was, I just like jumped in and thought, what's he talking about? For 5 minutes, I'll get to know what's happening. But about ascension and the 3 different ascensions and what's happening and how it's working. So he's always been talking about that, and he is quite a high commander. So, yeah, there are many truths. Yeah. Absolutely, but we're still fighting this Western shit. Mind you, they fight all over the place. The Hindus also fight about it. But you can't really fight so much about it because it's so allowed. Well, that's in a way, and that's what's so wonderful about it, is that you can have your own. That's with the Vedas and then the Puranas. So you have the spoken word, which who knows how many thousands of years ago that was. And that was passed down. And that's always important, that the spoken word is passed down, because then it's correct. And the pronunciation and the enunciation. And that was very, very, very important with Sanskrit, that it must be A and not E. And that was like yesterday with the mantra for Skandamata. Was they like almost everyone, they like very, very, it's about the only, the people are a lot easier with it these days. Apparently in the past they were very strict about it, and you had to be like taught properly in the temples to be able to say these mantras. But it's still not, be careful what you're saying, because you are bringing in something different. Like that was like, why does she ride a tiger sometimes and why does she ride a lion? It's literally a vowel. One letter out, one vowel. It's an A instead of an E, and it changes the whole situation. So when working with Skanda, who is the god of war, but also the god of wisdom, not knowledge, wisdom, big difference. They vary that at the end you don't say Namaha. We always say Namaha. Durga Namaha. Okay, so you can say any of those. But this is don't. You don't say You don't say. You just say Nama. You don't say Nama. You say Nama. So it must be something to do with fighting and war. So I'm not sure. As I say, if I knew Sanskrit, which would be wonderful. Well, that's the whole thing, is that we're learning, but the thing is people are standing on truth that are lies, which is so sad. And burning everybody else's books and destroying what other people are believing. And ridicule and judging. And I mean, that's part of the dark side agenda, is to turn everything on its head. But that's right now is the biggest battle right now is for our soul, or our spirit. That's slightly different. It's for our energy and how we're using it, and where we're putting our focus. It's not easy, it's so easy to go somewhere else. It's like so many distractions. Oh, hello, my lovely Michelle. Just here to get some nice Big Mama Durga energy. Yeah, we all need obstacle removers and how to use our weapons with wisdom. Better not to use weapons if you don't know how to use them, because we can do a lot of damage. Yeah, unraveling. Well, that's why I'm so grateful that I don't, because I've been through like so much of that stuff over the many years. The Rudolf Steiner stuff is nice, but they also tried to silence him. A lot of his stuff is silenced. But then it's the people. So it was such a wonderful philosophy, but pity about the people. So you can go anywhere in the world and they all look, dress, and smell the same. It's so weird. It's very weird. The popsicles, the Steinerites. And because that's that whole thing of writing it. And it's like Rudolf Steiner said on page 22, paragraph 44, blah, blah, blah. And sometimes things, he of course he said that, but sometimes need to also just grow a little bit, like if you've got a drought, you're going to water your rose differently. You're not going to water it the same as it says in paragraph 44, line 2. Or if you've got too much rain this year, it's also, or if you've got snow or frost. So you have to be able to meander around paragraph 44. You with me? So, yeah. And then it was, but yeah. So I went through a lot I went dipped into a lot of religions, the Rosicrucians. But strangely, I never dipped into. I mean, I liked. I think what most people liked: the incense and the clothing, and a little bit. Ganesha. Everybody knew about Ganesha, and everybody knew about Makali, and that was about all we really knew. And the goddesses with lots of different arms. But I don't think many of us knew that there were so many different goddesses and what their arms meant and what their weapons meant and where they came from. It's like, yeah. But even Ganesha, what most of us knew about Ganesha is frightening, actually. But thank God that there's grace, so much grace, so much. But yeah, and so that's why I really do like this rabbit hole that I've got. I'm very comfortable in my rabbit hole. It's not an easy one. It really challenges my brain, and at times I think I'm just going around in square circles. But I know that I will find a truth. And I've said to myself, and I share that, is just read it like it's not a story. Read it like it is. Like it's just grassroots and this really happened. And it makes it a lot easier, and it's what it because it is. So don't look at it as a mythology or anything. Just look at it, take it, just take it, not with a pinch of salt. Take it as is. And they are now discovering, because it's like it's been so hidden and also buried for so long, but they are now unearthing it, and the Bharats, they don't call themselves Hindus, are actually unearthing and standing with their own religion, with their own belief system. It's not a religion. And it's absolutely, there's so much tolerance. You can believe whatever you want to believe there. It's part of their way. But remember that it comes from the womb. Yeah, it's being nurtured all the time. But I will find that, and there will be a truth that goes way back 5,000 years. It was written that, like, and we're looking for the Egyptian stuff. Well, I don't know why they didn't it's like still bothers me. It's like too many stupid questions unanswered. Like in the temples, Edgar Casey would do all these amazing stories, and his go into these very completely blackout trances that he didn't know anything, He was like completely dead, which is great because then it's really real as well. Okay. But he brought back so many healing modalities from the temples. But they never used that. That just wasn't used. People not really interested in healing. Almost everything, all the healing. So it's something like Ayurvedic, so like Ayurveda. So there we have that. And I really know very little about Ayurveda. It's and it's here I'll have to figure it out mainly for myself as well. Here I won't find it here. There's some idiot, sorry. There's some guy who's from Hungary, I think. And I've known him actually for a long time. When I first stayed in Germany, and I did like a practicum at him because I thought, oh, this is great. I can use some of my healing stuff here because I've got a lot of healing behind me. And no, he just wanted me to clean out his fucking kitchen. But anyway, I did do quite a bit of healing on some really interesting old people. But he would have these rich clients because we live in this like crazy little retirement rich village. And he would dress up in this kaftan, and he would make this, it was like just such a con. For me, it was just screaming, such a fake. And he advertises himself as Ayurveda. And when he hasn't got a clue. He has not got a clue. He, and still now, he hoodwinks a lot of the women with his bells and smells. I mean, I don't know what healing modality he does have, but there's nothing Ayurvedic about his stuff. Because when I came back and I really needed some healing, and I went through to him, I thought, okay, because I knew him and he kind of remembered me, and he works a lot with bells, with bros thing sound. That's about as much as his Ayurvedic goes. Is that he'll put different bronze singing bowls on you and vibrate. That's about as far as it goes. And I think he thinks that Ayurveda is also Tantra in its worst thing. And that's it. So that's like, and it's like such a con. How do you make it? But that's Germany. Germany do like cons. They like it. It's much better than the real thing. So it's very similar to it. Also, don't get. I mean, she's very sweet, but her knowledge of yoga is like terrifying. What she actually doesn't know, she knows a little bit. And she's been doing yoga classes for decades. Yeah. So that's why it's not, and it's the States. It's all over South Africa, everywhere. It's not. There are a few that do know what they're talking about, but I think very few and far between. But people can, because we don't know, so people can sell you anything. Go, my sweetie. Oh yeah, you got a whole hour. A very, very good night. I'm also going to go sleepy now. Thank you. I hope that you learned something. We didn't do, but we did. It was for the ladies. Love, love, love you, love, and please kiss the sky and enjoy the fish. I shall taste it tomorrow, all the way from Cape Town. Love you lots, honey, and sleep sweet tight. Oh yeah, I must also go. It's getting late. It's getting sweetly, deliciously late. So let's just have a look. Yeah, and I'm like, as I said, this year I really want to do that. I have these images that are pretty clear. I mean, these are great and wonderful, and they give the whole essence of her. It was with Skanda. It's somewhat easier to do, but when you come in with the arms, and then you ask for the arms, and and yeah, and I just really don't have the time to fiddle with it too much. It's not what I want. I want to just get the essence across. But at the same time, I want to have it like pretty clear. But all over, even in the original stuff, there's very little out there that's correct at the moment. So, and I don't want to go into a whole aspect of being Puritan right now, because that was absolutely beautiful. I was listening to a guy and saying to do Puranas, to worship properly. He said, if anybody tells you that they are, they're not. Nobody can do it properly today, because we don't get the proper ingredients, that you're supposed to, that it's said that you like supposed to use cow dung that's collected at this time in the morning or from the left-hand side. So a lot of it's quite specific. And to get like here, that's I had to just give over with that. It's such a, and I had this wonderful, 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 deep, deep, huge meditation connecting with the energies of the trees and of the mountains and of the ancient sites, because we're supposed to be honoring and talking to all the sacred sites and the rivers, the holy rivers in India. And it was just so clear in my head. I just heard it so clear. But I'm not Indian, and I can do it, but it really doesn't mean anything to me. And it was like, it was just so like divine energy that was just saying, just do the ones that you know a lot, and don't think about it. Just meditate and go into deep meditation and just go fly. So I wouldn't teach it as such because I think that that's then making a whole nother ism. Um, so I can share what I do, and if you pick it up, and it like gives you another aspect of fabulousness and running through the clouds and whatever we're all doing in our own specific space, and that you can tune into the divas through like really like Ganesha's like huge coming in like really strong. I'm looking at these colors at the moment. He's coming in really strong at the moment. Um, kind of not it's not like he's always invited. He's always around, but kind of, like he's just okay. I'm here. So but now I'm also taking it on another level, and I'm going, and that's very difficult. I'm sure next year I will find them, but this year I can't find an English translation, a decent or even halfway decent one of the Ganesha stuff. They are amazing. They give the essence, hey. They give the absolute essence of the movement, and of that's the essence that I like. But yeah, her weapons are not right. So that's why I put that other girl up, which I always work with her because she's pretty clear. And I really yesterday, no, the day before, oh golly, I spent hours trying to find an image that was to create one, or to find one that was actually correct, or that I could actually even download. It was like wild. So like I go traveling all over the world, spend a lot of time in India. But it's not what I don't want to have to spend that time there. I will actually draw it up myself. It's where I'm feeling on my own way to draw it. So what else do I want to tell us about this sweet girl? Not much. She's just strong. She's just ready. She's got it all. No, she protects us from Katyayani, the sixth form. What else? So she's what we always think of as the goddess Durga. She's known as the warrior goddess, and one of the most. No, we're gonna. She's not the most violent. She is very fierce. She is very fierce. She is no nonsense. As I said, it's fun. Form of Shakti, created to destroy. She was born to a sage. No, we've pretty much gone through. She's got 3 eyes. But we'll be doing Kali tomorrow. I feel like so sad to put Kali in because she's a little wild in between all these beautiful things. But we need to. Kali's so beautiful. You know Kali, she's very beautiful. Yeah. And what's important, yeah, she does have those 2 mudras not here on the other one. And one is blessing and the one is protecting. But she represents beauty, purity, and spiritual enlightenment. She's just, you can just feel her fabulous strength in her hips, in her power. She's just absolutely wonderful. Um, she's worshipped by the young, and to remove obstacles in marriages. She's the ruler of Jupiter, and she likes red. But it's the same as I don't have mango leaves. When am I getting mango leaves? Yeah. Oh, well, thank you, Grace. I need to just, I will often just stop thinking I'm going to do it because I see them in my eye, but like my eye's not strong enough for these guys. That's why I say this year, I'm just so like grateful that I'm really like tuning into them on another level, which is like just so sacred. It's like all so much of that hard research and work, and the mantras, and that's also with the mantras that they've taken on like a whole nother level. But a lot of it's like way too complicated and too much for me. So, and I don't have all the things I would love to have, so I've just like condensed it or converged it. That's what we're doing at the moment. And I've put it a lot into Om Mani Padme Hum and into Kuan Yin. So Kuan Yin is my stand-in goddess for all of these goddesses. That's my personal thing right now. That's my, because I've only got like a little Kuan Yin here. I never had any of the Indian. I painted them. When I lost my, I lost my hands. I could only use these two fingers. The rest was extremely painful for a few months. And I thought, I'm not cleaning my house with these flipping painful hands. I would cook like this. I would like just like my Alex would just have like a little tub of tomatoes that I, those little ones that I didn't have to cut up, or anything that I didn't have to cut up because I couldn't cut. And I thought, there's no chance that I'm going to stress myself. I still had to teach these kids, which was like I'd hold things like this. And my spare time, I thought, flip the house. If this is what I've got left with my life, I'm going to paint. So I started painting, and I don't know, maybe they're here. I don't know where they are. And then I started painting. I would actually blend them. I would do a mixture of Chinese. So it would be like a Kuan Yin in Indian. Actually, first they started off with, what's her name? Guadalupe, but like very bright ones. I went completely crazy with bright, seriously bright color. And then also into the lighter colors. I did a whole lot of Guadalupes. And then I started on the Lakshmi and but I didn't know what I was looking for. I was just using these goddesses. I didn't understand them. But then I would blend them with Kuan Yin, with the Chinese, because I didn't like some of their faces. So I went to like Bollywood for me, and I preferred the Kuan Yin face. So I would do the meditation pose. So they're very beautiful, but they're also very bright. Yeah, make it up in a simple booklet. Thank you. Thank you, Grace. You're there. And I think I need to put this together in a little book, and I need to put this together quickly this week while it's still fresh in my mind. The way that I've kind of taught this with the mantras into a little booklet, because it's really helping quite a lot of people out there as well with the other group that I'm with. And it's just like, do I really want to do this? And it's like, I don't want to like overstep my mark here. But it's because we don't know. We all know a little bit, but we don't know. And I want to cry because they're so rich. When I first tuned into them just being the stages of woman, and I thought, we're missing that, We have Mary Magdalene, which I totally related to for many years. And then all of a sudden she turned out to be Puritan, and that like devastated me. It's like, who am I going to talk to now? Yeah. And add her in with the veil, absolutely. Well, she's there. I mean, she does originally come from there, and that Om Mani Padme Hum is very like old. They've like, because if you take Tara, as I said, now I forget, and I'm like, I don't want to like be arrogant or whatever about it, but I don't definitely, but I forget that I actually know. I know nothing. I really do know nothing. I know nothing. I mean, I've only like worked on like a handful. I mean, I don't know much about it. Next to nothing about Vishnu. Almost nothing about Brahma. I've just worked with Shiva because that's what came to me. And it came to me in a vision as well. That was like Shiva with the Mother Mary. I must actually pull that in. That was like long ago with Nandi the bull and doing the flowers, and I wanted to paint that. I never painted. But even this last picture I painted, this is a mixture of Mother Mary and Parvati. So I'm doing very hugely the Mary, the mother, who's come to me in so many different ways. But you understand that as well, Grace. And she comes in different ways. But I'm doing very much of that deep blue and gold. So sometimes I think if I think too much, I will be confused. Yeah, and the Black Madonna, add her. Yeah, add her. Yeah, no, and Magdalene. I mean, I've come. I was just it's stuck. I don't know why I had to go through this crazy this thing, and it's like all in the fucking head. I wasn't sweating. It's all in the head, and my life was just so. It was difficult, but my thoughts inside my head were just sweet and innocent. I had a lot. Yeah. Yeah, no, I think I must do like a whole series of little books and go and get some water. Or a piece of dry bread. So, the end for today. And just now, I just feel away from so much. I don't read much. I don't listen to much. Because my journey is like taking another somewhere else. Yeah. Yeah, Konyan is. And she's I just love the bits. But also, like no now I know quite a bit more about her. Yeah. But she also comes out of a lotus. She also sits in a lotus or stands in a lotus. And usually has, like Mother Mary, she has the baby with her, the child. Yeah. It's the thing is, you know what, Grace, it's not going to be small, it's big. So I have to take it in small chunks. I did actually, there's a beauty, I did do a book with the last one. It's like a journal. I must actually send it, maybe I'll send you one this year. So you can get ready for next Navratri, which comes in October, September, October. That's the one most people celebrate. But it doesn't have to just be Navratri. I think you can just work through it anytime you want. So I did a journal with the other images that I'd created. Yeah, and explaining that. But I think for me, it's just go back. Even the darker side, the shadow sides, which I did talk about before, but not too much. Then I realized that I shouldn't really talk about them. Kali is just like a small part of them, but they're all like our shadow side. So we work with the widow, we work with the destitute woman, we work with the old woman, and these are like our fears of getting old, of being homeless. Yeah, being alone. So those just really work on those. Being poor. So those really like put that mirror up as the that's the tantra. It's part of the tantra path, the left hand path. So they're the other aspects of the woman as well as the beautiful side. And then there's Tara. And Tara, so I'm working hugely. She just jumped in for this one hugely. And she's right at the top of all of this for now. But then somebody else jumped in again. So, but Tara makes like Kali look like a benevolent nursery school teacher. And then when they imported Tara over to Tibet and to the Buddhists, they actually, I was reading about it the other day. How does it go? It was wonderful. They divided her. You know, you have the white Tara and the blue Tara, and you have green Tara and green Tara, and she is like Tara from the Hindu, that she is the mother of all. But in Hindu, she's a little rough. And then they split her up, and they were very determined to actually keep her as a female deity, to let the children know, to let the youth know that it's how much power the feminine has. Yeah, it's very interesting. Yeah. And that's, yeah, at the end of all of this is that they have to pass on of Navratri. Then they do this whole ceremony. Well, there's two things. One goes with the males, and then there's also that you have to usually you originally you invite children into your home and you wash their feet, and then washing feet, and then you Jesus was good on the washing feet. I wonder where he learned that. And then you pass on the knowledge to young women. But what they advocate now is that you actually donate or go and work with orphanages, which I think is just so wonderful. That's why I love this stuff so much. There's always such good cures and suggestions. They're not suggestions, they're rules. You must now go and help the poor. Anyway, love us lots. May you dream of power and wonderful things, and join arms with Durga and go and fly with her, and get to know your weapons and use them when appropriate. Use the appropriate weapon at the appropriate time. Or otherwise, just give flowers. That was so wonderful. I had such a beautiful walk today, and all of a sudden the whole sky was just full of these garlands of flowers. It was so pretty. Anyway, pretty in my la la land. So, love you lots. Thank you for being here, and thanks for those insights. I really appreciate them. That's what I need to hear. I needed to hear that right now. Many blessings and so much love, and we will see you tomorrow, or not, but I'll be here with my Kali. No, it's not such a terrible form of her. So, love you lots, love you lots, love you lots. Bye.